Hey everyone, this is Daniel for Rock the JVM, and you are watching an introduction to a new course that I've just launched that I've called the Typelevel Rite of Passage. This course is very different from everything that I've built on Rock the JVM so far in that it's a product-based course. So we will learn how to build a full-stack Scala 3 product with the Typelevel stack. And by product, I mean the full thing. So we're going to build a full stack Scala application that we're going to deploy on an actual website with an actual domain, with credit card checkout, with real emails sent to real people, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to show you the application and how this course is structured and how it can benefit you if you're interested in building such a thing. So this will be a job platform for Scala developers and not only. And here on the main page, we'll have a jobs list, which you can see on the right-hand side, Rock the JVM flat mapper 2, with a bunch of job details, salary ranges, locations, seniority, tags, and of course, job logos. These things will probably become stickers. And on the left-hand side, you have a panel where you can search for jobs depending on certain criteria. You have salaries, remote tags, companies, locations, countries, tags, and for example, if you want to select just those jobs that are in Romania with the tag Scala, and the tag is a particular technology that job involves, you can click Apply Filters, and this thing will filter all the jobs on the backend and return them back to you. This has paginated calls, so you can load this jobs list in increments of 20. And this little indicator, load more, tells you whether there are more jobs to load. Right now, we have all jobs loaded because we just have 2 jobs on this website. So this website has the application that we're going to build in this course fully deployed on a website that has a domain. So I'm going to teach you everything that you need from scratch, how to build this application and deploy it to your own website if you want. Now, this application has fully managed user profiles. So here I am already logged in, but I can automatically log out and the application never leaves the page. I can log into your own profile, so you can either sign up with an email, password, confirm password, first name, last name, company. These forms are automatically managed with validation and whatnot, so the server will automatically surface out all the validation errors with cats. And here under login, I'm going to log in with my own account. So Daniel at rockthejvm.com with a password that I set up on this application, and I can log in and I have access to my profile. And once I am logged in, I can post my own job offer. Now, my own job offers will be on this form page, which you need to be logged in to be able to post. So for example, I'm posting for the company, let's say the Flat Mappers. The title, let's say Senior Developer. And the description here supports Markdown syntax, so we've gone to great lengths on the front-end part in Scala.js to be able to render these descriptions as Markdown. So this job has multiple requirements. For example, you can add this is a list item with italics. This is a bold, and so on and so forth. So you can format Markdown here. You can add an external URL and notice that you have some form fields that are required. And if you don't fill them all, the form will give you back some errors. So I'm going to say https rockthejvm.com. You can set this job to be remote. So remote jobs are all the rage in this time and age. Location, let's say anywhere. And you have some more details that you can attach here, including a logo. So you can add any sort of picture to this job, and that will be reflected in the final job advert once it's actually posted. Now, this application, this full stack application, was actually designed to be a paid product if you really want to deploy it as such. And in order for us to post a job, we will need to pay money. So this will actually redirect us back to a Stripe webpage, and that is our little product here that we're selling for 99 bucks. And this is in test mode, so we can fill in the actual Stripe test credit cards here, so 4242, and any sort of details. And once I hit the pay button, this will contact the actual Stripe backend, which will then contact us back to post the actual job. So notice that we have the flat mappers with senior developers and with our fancy little logo there with some job details. Because we haven't specified any sort of salary range, this signals to the user that they can basically ask for anything in negotiations and so on and so forth. And the job requirement or the job description here renders Markdown, as you can see. And in general, it looks nice and polished like an actual product would, and users will have access to this apply button, which will redirect them to the website that your company needs them to. In this case, it was Rock the JVM. And once we click the home button, notice that the flat mappers with senior developers still appears in our little list, which we can then now filter. At the same time, if you happen to forget your password, we have an email-based password recovery systems where we actually send emails to users with recovery tokens that they can use to recover their passwords if they just so happen to have lost their account details. So overall, a generally complex application, and we're going to use the Typelevel stack to build everything from scratch, from the backend to the front end. And I will guide you all along the way from the first line of code all the way to deploying this on your own website. I'm actually going to use this application to promote job posts to my own Rock the JVM community that you're also going to be part of. So everything that goes on the Rock the JVM jobs board that I'm actually going to publish will be sent back to you for your benefit. So I'm going to actually use the code that I wrote in this course as an actual product of my own. So I'm trying to put my code where my mouth is. So as you can see, the app is as polished as you can possibly get it. And the app has a lot of features. It has REST APIs, it has authentication and authorizations with JSON web tokens, with role-based access controls and permissions, sending emails to actual users, managing user sessions on both the front end and the back end, charging real credit cards, transforming images and storing them in an optimized way on the back end, loading and pagination in case we have a million jobs and we need to not overload the network. We have markdown rendering on the front end, image compression, routing for single page applications, webhooks for Stripe, deployment on an actual website, and a million other features that couldn't fit on screen. Now we're going to build this application from scratch. So from file new directory to deployed application on your own website. And we're going to use the Typelevel stack to do it. We're going to use cats for functional programming, cats effect for pretty much every action that we're going to take both on the back end and on the front end, Doobie for databases, HTTP4S with tsec to manage the REST endpoints with authentication and authorization, some FS2 for managing history on the front end and also incremental loading on the back end, pure config for configuration, obviously, Circe for JSON, test containers for testing the back end in an optimized way, and Tyrion on the front end. This is an amazing little library that will manage our entire single page application on the front end based on cats effect. Now, the architecture is going to be tagless final all along the way, and an onion-like architecture on the back end. On the front end, we're going to follow the Tyrion structure, which follows a pattern popularized by the Elm programming language. Now, in terms of the course itself, it's a beast at 35 hours, jam-packed with a different kind of learning experience, frankly, than anything else that I've ever done on Rock the JVM. And we end up with 6,200 lines of Scala code, at least that's what I ended up with on camera. And in total, we write probably more than 10,000 lines of code while refactoring and modifying and expanding our code to be modularized and extensible. Now, we are going to end up with a full-blown product, I promise this, so we end up with actual deploying our code to a real website with a real domain. I'm going to deploy my own domain on camera. So by the end of this course, you'll end up with your own full-blown product and with the skills that you need to build your own full-blown products on Scala 3. So you'll be able to essentially build your startup or impress your boss with the kind of prototypes that you can build with the skills that you learn inside. So this is a different kind of learning experience. And obviously, just like with other Rock the JVM courses, once you take this course, you have lifetime access and all updates are free. You obviously get exclusive access to the Rock the JVM private community on Slack. And obviously, all the jobs that will be posted on the actual application that we've built here will be redirected back to the Rock the JVM community. So this is, again, for your benefit. So I hope you enjoyed this course at least as much as I did. I'm Daniel for Rock the JVM signing off, and I'm waiting for you inside.